This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Drive to deep center field. Going back, Hernandez at the track, right to the wall. Gone! Elvis Andrews!
And 29 other MLB clubs.
High drive, deep left field. Nino left the building.
Guerrero lifts one to left field and gone! Ohtani, that was a moonshot out there in the right center.
Alonso defends his title, the 2021 Derby champion.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from OPS Plus to juiced balls to game-changing moments. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us next from the town, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody. Live from the field here at the Oakland Coliseum, Rickey Henderson Field. We're getting you ready for the Athletics and the Kansas City Royals coming your way. What are we, a 6:45 start tonight?
6:40? 6:45 is the Giants, I thought. I think we're 6:40.
We 6:40?
It's usually what it is. Usually what every game is for us. Doesn't say on the thing.
Now, it used to be 7:07.
Yeah, and then it's been 6:40 for a while. Here,
We've had 6:37 games, 6:40 games, 6:45. What are we officially?
6:40.
6:40. All right, A's Total Access will be at 5:40 coming your way tonight as Frankie Montas is going to be taking the ball for your Oakland Athletics. It's going to be a good one. And Frankie going to be up against Daniel Lynch, who hasn't been very good this year. But for Frankie, A's haven't scored a whole lot of runs, and they need to score some runs. Help Frankie out, because, the one thing that's got to be so tough is when you go out there and you throw the ball well and your team doesn't score, you have that feeling that every single time you give up a run or you give up a couple runs, you're done. You've lost the game. And that's just a sickening feeling for a pitching. You don't like for a pitcher, you don't like having that. So hopefully the A's will score some runs. I hate to lead the show off with this, but it is a reality that these two teams have the worst record in baseball, the A's and the Royals, separated by just 1 percentage point. They're both on pace to lose 107 games. The last time the A's lost this many games, 1979, they lost 108. And for the Royals, they have never lost 107 games in a season. The most they have lost is 106. So you're on some record bad pace right now for both these teams. But at some point, hopefully, you can turn it around. Former Athletic John Mabry is going to be here in moments.
That's what I was told.
So he's going to be here in minutes. We're going to hear from Paul Blackburn. Why? Because yesterday was
Paulie Winn Day.
Paulie Winn Day. He got that win in Boston as he continues to dominate on the road this year. And right now looking like the A's all-star. I mean, if you're going to pick an all-star right now, there's no question you got to go with Paulie Blackburn.
10th in baseball in ERA.
We're going to have Jonah Bride on the program. Lots to talk about with him, as he is a fantastic story and a great success story for a lot of people when you start thinking about guys, if you're not going to be a top pick, if you're not going to be in the first round, you're not going to be in a top 10 rounds. Jonah Bride's a guy who's selected in the 23rd round. Most people don't give those guys much of a chance. Jonah Bride has made his way to the big leagues. One of the reasons why, versatility. We're going to talk to him today. It's kind of a TBD with Blackburn and Bride. And then the Mark Katsey show. The Mark Katsey show is going to be at 5 o'clock, and we taped with Mark earlier today.
I was going to say, Jess has an update on Stephen Piscotti if you want to get it.
What, he's running?
Not really sure what the update is. I mean, I did see him running, but
well, we heard yesterday at Fenway Park with Mark Katsey saying that Stephen Piscotti was now running bases, and that was something that good to hear. But, at some point, where this Athletics team is. By the way, do you like the view? If you're watching on Twitter or if you're watching on our YouTube channel, one of the great views and one of the reasons why we do the show from the field is the fact that we are able to give you something, a set that no one else can give you. All right, I better be wowed by this. I better be wowed.
Mabry's on his way over, so.
All right. I better be wowed because you know what? I need more than Stephen Piscotti's running bases. What do we got?
I'm going to tell you Stephen Piscotti's running bases.
That's what you got?
However, he will also be running bases on Sunday. And hopefully, fingers crossed, he can have a rehab assignment on Tuesday. So we might have so that's,
now you're giving me something.
You're welcome. So I don't know. You saw we had a delay a little bit for Katsey's availability because he was watching Piscotti run the bases. Not only was he running, he was turning towards second. So that's some positivity right there. So there's good stuff.
So we all had to take time to watch him run bases.
You know what? That's the beauty of this game.
All right.
So
thank you very much for the update. We appreciate it. And John Mabry, former Athletic, is joining us here on A's Cast Live on the field. Of course, now a coach with the Kansas City Royals. We not only took this thing, we've taken it to John to another. We're now on Twitter. We're now on YouTube. So you're able to see what we do now as our set. Not a bad little set here for A's Cast Live.
I'm telling you, you guys got the #1 position right here.
A lot has changed since you were here with the Athletics way back when.
In this place? Not really.
What is it like for you when you come back and you think about your time here and obviously all the years you came here as a player? What's it like when you come back?
Just see all the people, the clubhouse guys are the same and the folks around Clay's the same. Just seeing people that you saw when you were here and, that kind of stuff. But obviously the team players are different, but, the guys that are around the team are the same.
Well, you think we're in 2022. Look back 2002, the memory. I mean, we still play it all the time, and they ended up writing a book about it, made some little movie about it.
Yep.
When you come here, do you think about that? Do you think about the win streak? Do you think about the team?
I think it was a fun summer for sure. Yeah. I didn't start out here. I got traded here from Philadelphia, and they were all I heard when I came here was how bad they were. And when we got here, from the minute I got here, from that time on, they won. And it was such a fun summer. It was cool. I do think about that. I do think about the guys. Really great group of guys, fun bunch of guys. I always remember coming back late, like we came back late a lot. So they never quit. I remember that. The fans here, it was like a college football atmosphere when they're beating on the drums and blowing the horns and all that good stuff. So it was a great atmosphere to play in. So I remember that. And the streak, going through the streak. Something you don't even do in Little League, and win 20 in a row and that kind of thing. You don't even think about that kind of stuff. But it was a fun summer for sure.
That's something we pride ourselves in around here with Oakland for so many years is how the clubhouse has been. And you can't stress enough when you look back and you can talk about as a player just how we have players even today that they'll leave and they'll contact us and go, man, it's just not the same with other teams. There's always been something special about that rickety old clubhouse. I don't know what it is. It just is what it is.
Yeah, they just let guys be guys, and they don't regulate it a whole lot. And you come out here, and I know last year we came here and guys are out playing hacky sacks and and big floppy hats and they're wearing flip flops out, and they just let you be you, and let the kind of the organic, natural, fun happen, because this game is, hard. It is stressful, but there's a time that you have to let people be people and kind of blow off some steam. And they did that a lot here, and which was fun as a player. It was cool to see, and it was cool to be a part of. So you just got to get guys in their natural atmosphere and let them be them, and you never know what's going to happen. So it was cool.
We saw the Atlanta Braves finally lose today. The Chicago Cubs ending their 14-game winning streak. And, you start to hear people who either played for the Indians. I remember the Rockies had their great run at one point. When you're in a streak like that, do you feel unbeatable when you get to the ballpark? What is the feeling like every day?
The feeling is it's like continuous. You just, when you go home, you feel like you're right back here, and nothing is eating at you. There's nothing that's, going bad. Everything is going well. Different guys are stepping up every day. A different individual has a big game, or a different pitcher comes out and throws a gem, and you just kind of expect that. And, I've played on some teams where you expect the other. And so when you're in a streak like that, it's great to have that kind of expectation when you get to the ballpark. It's something good is going to happen tonight.
And it was amazing how many big hits Miguel Tejada had during that time, especially late in the streak.
100%. Yeah. He was him, Javi, all of them. You know, it's crazy. It's fun to watch. But it was a lot of different guys would come up big late. I mean, obviously Miggy had the lion's share of it because, you know, he's the guy. But there was sort of some other guys coming up with big hits as well through that streak that, you know, guys that you wouldn't expect. So it was fun to see.
And then the record game, you go up big. You got Tim Hudson on the mound. You're thinking this thing's an absolute no-brainer.
Yep.
And then, of course, the comeback, Hatterberg, and next you know, once again, they're making a movie about it. It's up for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But, that game, we're playing the Royals, actually, and go up 11-0 with Huddy on the mound, you think that one's over. You know, if you go up 4-0 with Huddy on the mound, you think it's over. So, you know, and I know a lot of it didn't get made about how good those three were, those three starting pitchers. They were really good, you know, and Lido and Harang on the back end of that were really, really good as well. So we felt like we could win if we put up 3 or 4 runs. We felt like we're going to be in a game, you know, and so those guys, when you go up 11 like that, you think it's over. And then to have that thing come back and get tied, and then for Hatterberg to come out and, you know, pinch hit off their closer and win the game, it was crazy. It was a fun night.
Making history, no doubt about it. And obviously what we have here tonight is something that's obviously different to the worst records in baseball. You know, what you guys are trying to build in Kansas City, kind of far different than just a pivot that's happened with this organization. On your guys' side, a lot of young players hoping for the future. Here we are mid-June. What do you try and stress as a coach to these players to help them grow, to get them better, because you're looking towards the future?
That's it, just experience. You know, they have to get it at this level, at this time, because you just can't tell them unless they experience it. You know, they're not going to go out and face, you know, a guy that's a Cy Young candidate and, you know, and stuff it, you know, how they attack and what they're trying to do and, you know, how important every play is, how important, you know, turning double plays are or making the play when it's supposed to, blocking the ball when you're supposed to. It's like winning baseball is tedious. You know, you have to do the little things right all the time. And, you know, when guys are younger, they have a tendency to kind of drift sometimes mentally or they have a tendency not to understand the importance of it, you know, but it's all important at this level. You can't get away with a whole lot to be a winning baseball club.
I'm so glad you said that because today we got the combine going on. I like this combine, but, you know, it's just kids getting in the cage, grip it, rip it, how fast you run to first base. It's no different than like what we've seen for all these years in the NFL combine. But what wins baseball games, it's not the sexy, it's not the popular. You know, we can TrackMan this and we can do all that, but it's little things inside an actual game that you have to do. Kind of like what we're seeing at the U.S. Open in golf. It's the little things you have to do to win.
Oh, 100%. Like golfers are playing the course, you know what I mean? It's like they're going to be a sequence out here that you might have never seen before. A guy that can command both sides of the plate or multiple different pitches or make 2 pitches move the same or different. You know, they don't get to see that every day. And every time the door swings open, somebody's throwing 97 to 100, you know, with some kind of run sync, you know, and everything that they face out here is going to be, you know, high quality every day. And there's no easy ones. You have to slay a giant every day to win in this league. And so, you know, those guys get to see that on a day in, day out basis, but they have to experience it. You know, you can tell them all you want, but they have to experience some of this stuff for themselves to really know. But it's, you know, and the way the scouting of the combine is now, it's throw hard, run fast, you know, and hit it far. But when you get to a game, you got to move a guy, you got to get a guy in, you got to, you know, you got to show up every day. And that's the hard ask mentally. You know, you're especially today's society with, you know, 24/7 scrutiny and the way these guys handle this pressure, and they just don't have this kind of pressure on them until they get here.
All right, last one. Bobby Witt Jr., I'm looking at the numbers. Last 8 games since actually May 1st, everything trending up.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard a lot about him, seen the highlights. This is our first look at him. How special is this kid?
He's very special, and you're going to see something tonight that's going to make you say, wow. It might be on the bases. It might be in the field. It might be a throw. It might be a hit. It might be something that you're going to say, wow. Loud contact. It's going to be something. But every day this kid plays, he gets better and better. It's getting to that point where, you know, obviously today's how fast the scouting reports move, that, you know, they got you when you get here. Before it used to be you could go around the league one time, second time through, you know, you'd make your adjustments. But this kid's making adjustments fast. He's getting to see the things that he needs to see to make his adjustments. So he's a fun kid to watch. He's a true talent for sure.
Well, I tell everybody, whether it's been with the A's or my time I used to work for the Oakland Raiders and going to play the Chiefs, going, you go to Kansas City, You've got the World War I Museum. You've got the Negro League Museum, the Jazz Museum, all the barbecue.
Yep.
It's a sneaky great town.
Awesome town. Yeah, great up and coming city. It's just it's fun to be. The atmosphere is fun. A winning atmosphere is really going to be fun. The Chiefs have made it fun, and so we're trying to get to that level as well to try to get that energy as well around the city to try to bring folks out and pack the stands like they did in 14 and 15, and so it's going to be fun. We got these kids here, and they're learning on the job, hopefully quick.
Well, thank you for coming by. I mean, last time I interviewed you was a long time ago, but it's great to see it. Great that you're doing well, and good luck to you guys. And we'll talk to you maybe sooner than you think. I think we play next week.
Sounds good.
You take care. We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friend at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate a long-time home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
August 6th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps wants to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop, where you will receive a free pack of cards, plus a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. Post your packs on social media using the hashtag ToppsITCD, and follow along with @Topps. Visit Topps.com for more information.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Hey A's fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Innovation that's at the heart of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Hitting the road with the family. On your way to nonstop adventures. No worries ahead, because you know you can stop at a Chevron station along the way. Get fuel for your car, fuel for your crew. That's Chevron with Chevron for unbeatable mileage and snacks for all. Coffee for mom, chips for the kids, cold drinks for dad. You know, for the road ahead. Toss in some laughs, out-of-tune singing, and a zillion are you there yet? And you just made lifelong family memories. Chevron, together ahead.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
You know, one of the things I love about Kansas City is that they are absolute barbecue snobs. Everybody's got their place. Everybody's got they think that the place that they like is better than every other place. But the reality is, for us foreigners who go into Kansas City, like, every one of their barbecue places is incredible. Like, one of the fancy ones is called Jack Stacks. And if you eat there, you know, the people who like the real old school, like a Gates, will be like, oh, that's bougie. Jack Stacks bougie. Yeah, but they're all great. Mine's Joe's of Kansas City was my favorite. But yeah, but if you love barbecue, you can't. I mean, every menu, and it's cheap. I remember I went in there with I got a buddy, a good friend that lives in Kansas City, and we went in, and you just look up at the menu, and you could just give me one of everything, and it costs nothing. It's amazing. You can get the best barbecue in the world, and it's not very expensive. But more importantly, after the A's took down the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, it was then the Golden State Warriors. It was their time to end it all.
Ramon's got it left sideline. Let the celebration begin. With 4 titles in the last 8 years, the run is not done. The Golden State Warriors, once again, are NBA champions in 2022.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's Bob Fitzgerald filling in for Tim Roy, who had COVID. So Bobby Fitz taking over for Tim Roy the games 5 and 6.
Tim got 3 of them.
He's
had 3.
He still gets a ring.
He's had 3. He called.
Hey, you know, 3 of the 4 Warriors titles were won on the road.
You realize Steve Kerr now has 9 titles?
9 titles. Warriors only second team since 1985 Lakers to win the NBA title in Boston.
Yeah, but back then that meant something.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't really.
Well, the Boston's only been in the NBA Finals. They went in they won with the Big 3, and then they lost to the Lakers, I believe, after 2 years later when Kobe and Gasol won. Yeah, back in the 80s when it was Lakers Celtics. That was a big deal.
That meant something. Well, you know, congratulations to everybody. We saw some of the personnel 2 days ago. Our good buddy Raymond Ritter, who is second to none, one of the vice presidents for the Golden State Warriors.
Double RPR.
Out at the A's Red Sox game. And congratulations to the Warriors bringing another title home to the Bay Area. Parade going to be tomorrow?
Monday.
Wait until Monday?
Monday, 11:20 on Market Street.
Well, they deserved it. I mean, you look at 4 and 8 years, and, you know, one of those years is the COVID year. So you have to say to yourself, you know, kind of 4 and 7, because the COVID year is kind of tough because obviously they played less games and they all went to Orlando and they played it at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
So in a bubble, but no matter what, I mean, the fact that you're looking at a dynasty, and it's pretty incredible. And the fact to think of where the Warriors were, I mean, the Warriors were so bad, and to think that they're now a dynasty is truly incredible. And I got a chance to actually host the pre and post game show on the radio for the last 2 Warriors championships. So to be a part of it, know what it's like, it is unreal. And Jonah Bride is with us here on A's Cast Live. I'm Chris Townsend.
Jonah Bride,
nice to meet you. Talking about the Warriors having a hell of a ride in Boston. How about yourself making your debut? Saw the family there and friends. What was that like?
Yeah, it was definitely a really special moment for me. Something I've always dreamed about, and to do it in Fenway, it makes it even more special. And to have my family and my best friends there, it was awesome.
So when you roll out there and you're in the lineup, just put the mic a bit close. So when you roll out there and you're just tell us what the feeling was like. That man, I'm in. Not only it's a historic Fenway Park, but your dreams. You've had this dream since you were a kid, and you're playing in the big leagues. What was going through your mind?
You know, there was definitely nerves going into it on that flight after I got the call, but when we went out for BP and stuff, I think everything kind of slowed down for me a little bit, and I got a great group of guys around me that were definitely giving me lots of confidence and telling me it's just baseball. I mean, it's hard to just say that, but but definitely throughout the game, just helped me calm my nerves. I had a great time.
Hey, you've been around it. It's not a shocker.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a 23rd round pick. 23rd round picks normally don't get that.
Yeah.
And I bet when you signed, you didn't think, you were like, hey, I'm done with school. I want to keep playing, see how long. I mean, pretty special, your journey. Just talk about what you thought when you signed and then to where you are today talking to me on a big league field.
You know, I mean, when I got signed, it was as a senior sign. Yeah, I mean, I wanted opportunity at that point, but growing up and stuff, just always feeling like I was overlooked, someone telling you can't do something, just makes it that more special. Just getting that opportunity, and just everywhere I go, I want to continue to prove people wrong, and so it's special to be here in Oakland, and I want to do anything I can to help this team win.
You know, we joke all the time. I don't like it how we have so many different guys down in the bullpen. We have way too many pitchers, but what that means is less guys on the bench. You took it upon yourself to learn how to catch. Now you're showing versatility. You can play all over the diamond. That helps you and helps you get to the big leagues. Talk about making that change, knowing that the more gloves you have in your bag, the better chance you got.
Yeah, I mean, I was approached last year about it by my manager, Bobby Crosby, that the idea had been thrown around a little bit. And so, I mean, I said, yeah, I'm absolutely willing to go to Instructional League, and went to Instructional League and then got the opportunity to play in the Fall League as well and catch a bunch of great guys. Getting to see the different stuff. I mean, it continues to get better and better. So maybe not be catching out here yet, but whenever I can get the opportunity to go down to the bullpen and continue to catch the guys and try to better my skills back there and get more comfortable.
How much catching had you done before that?
Yeah, I've never been a catcher. I think when I was 8 or 9 years old, there was one guy that was throwing hard, so I'd just go back there and catch him. But that was more of just like rec ball and everyone just out there having a good time.
Dude, that's crazy that in pro ball, I'm going to learn how to catch. In pro ball,
yeah, so
that just doesn't happen.
Bunch of great people around the A's organization putting that hope in me and just putting that trust. And they've stuck with me. And the same way as like teammates, they're all very supportive of me. They don't expect me to be perfect. It's definitely going to be taking time, but you got to continue to put in the work, and I'm willing to do that.
So how does it help you, I don't know, as a hitter defensively? Because when you're a catcher, you're the only one looking out at everybody, and everybody's looking at you. It's a completely different perspective of the game. Has it helped you as a defender? Has it helped you offensively? What has learning catching done for you?
I would say in the box, you're definitely thinking more about what the catcher might want to call here. Not that you're always going to be right, but it definitely helps you just get a good perspective of the game. You're locked in on every pitch. So I enjoy that. I mean, it's when you're catching, it's more when I get to the dugout, I'm not really thinking about my next at bat as much as I am just going back out there for the next inning and trying to catch a good game and build a relationship with those pitchers. So yeah, it's completely different, but it's something that I've enjoyed.
Okay, so Ed Sprague had this unbelievable quote about you that they aired in or they put on The Athletic, and I'm not sure if you saw it, but he says that you have the ability to use the entire bat. And it's this long quote where he's talking about how you can hit it off the hands. It can be a squibber. It can be in the gap. It can be a home run. I've never heard anybody where they said he can use the entire bat. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that actually. I mean, I just try to pride myself on going up there and taking a good at bat. That's going to be quality for the team, whether that's move someone over, drive them in, hit a gap. I mean, and I really try not to strike out. So, yeah, I mean, I might not always be right on the barrel, but I've just tended to be able to find holes, and I hope I can continue to do that as well.
Well, and just watching you hit, being able to make contact is a big deal these days. It's hard to believe we're even talking about that, but
yeah.
So for you being a contact guy, how has the adjustment to velocity when we struggle to make contact? That's something that's been a strength of your game.
I think it's just crazy how the game's evolved even since I've came into pro ball. These guys nowadays are all throwing 95, 98, and they're throwing their slider more than they're throwing their fastball. And so that makes it much more difficult. But yeah, I mean, when you get a fastball, I mean, that's definitely the one that I want to try to get out there and get a hold of.
Were you seeing that in college? Because we're now watching the College World Series. We're seeing so many guys throwing 97, 98.
Yeah.
Was that happening when you're in college?
I mean, you wouldn't see too much 97, 98, to be honest. And that was I graduated in 2018. I mean, there'd be a couple teams or a couple guys on a team that would maybe run it up there, but majority of the guys probably 92, 95 tops with good stuff. But it's definitely just crazy to see how far this game has come.
Yeah, this is something as people are watching on YouTube and Twitter that's just crazy is that, yes, you've got guys throwing close to triple digits, but yet still throw, whether it's cutter, slider, more than they do fastball. As a hitter or a catcher, is that crazy to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times where someone's going to be nasty, and you're going to have to look for one pitch. And, I mean, there's definitely times where you have to tip your cap. I mean, these guys have the best stuff in the world, and they're here for a reason. And so it's a grind every single at-bat, and you got to take pride in it and, yeah, continue to do that.
Now, you wore one off the chest, and it broke the chain. How's the chain?
The chain is actually broke, yeah. So I'm gonna have to go get a new one.
Yeah, because it was hit pretty hard, and you wore it. It was great.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden when you saw the chain, I'm like, wow, it was hit so hard it broke the chain.
Yeah, I actually didn't notice that at the time. And then I was just walking back over to the third base and looked down, and I just see it hanging down. And, see his chain.
Yeah, we had Mark Katsey on earlier today, and he talked about that tough throw you had at Fenway Park. But he said, when he came out to talk to the pitcher, he said to you, hey, next one's coming to you. What did that mean to you to have the skipper have your back?
Yeah, I've talked about it a lot with guys around the clubhouse, and then even family, friends when we talk about it. Just to have that hope and give a guy confidence. Obviously, that was tough for me to make that bad throw, and the game going the way it was. I mean, that's all that was on my mind. Like, I didn't want to be the reason that we lost that game, and so winning that game was huge. And the confidence that they gave me, they were all hitting me, saying you're good. So getting that win, being able to talk about it after, that was my first moment where it was like, oh, goodness. Just got to slow it down and just play the game that you've always played. And I'm looking forward to getting back out there tonight.
How nice is it going to be in Oakland, settle into a clubhouse, be able to relax a little bit, and not have all the hoopla of the whole family and the debut and everything?
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I mean, I know everyone's going to be watching, but I mean, it's always been that way. I've got a great group around me of family and friends. People are always there for me. So, yeah, it's going to be great to play here at this stadium and in front of the fans and get settled in, like you said.
And let's end on this. There's a lot of us out there, guys who played college, played high school, who had the dream and just knew, it's not going to happen. What do you say to these kids as a 23rd round pick, a senior you sign? What do you tell these guys about never giving up and never losing that dream until they rip the uniform off you?
Yeah, I mean, that's everything right there, like you said. I mean, I told you growing up that I was never big enough. I was never fast enough, never strong enough. And so just to have that hope in myself and the family, the great coaches, teammates I've had that have always believed in me, and putting that trust in yourself. I mean, anyone can do it, and you can never give up, and no one can take that away from you. And continue to work your butts off, do whatever you can to continue to go through the ladder, and it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're a true inspiration, and we're going to be rooting like hell for you because it's a great story.
That means
and
a lot.
Congratulations getting here. It's awesome. We're going to cover every minute of it and really enjoy it. So Absolutely. It was nice to meet you.
Thanks
we'll
so
have
much.
you on again.
Absolutely.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Hitting the road with the family. On your way to nonstop adventures. No worries ahead, because you know you can stop at a Chevron station along the way. Get fuel for your car, fuel for your crew. That's Chevron with Techron for unbeatable mileage and snacks for all. Coffee for mom, chips for the kids, cold drinks for dad. You know, for the road ahead. Toss in some laughs, out-of-tune singing, and a zillion "Are we there yet?" And you just made lifelong family memories. Chevron, together ahead.
August 6th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps wants to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop, where you will receive a free pack of cards, plus a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. Post your packs on social media using the hashtag ToppsITCD, and follow along with @Topps. Visit Topps.com for more information. Hey Ace fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game times, schedules, and more.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Hey Ace fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Well, we have a new nickname for him. I don't think we've told Mr. Blackburn about his new nickname, have we?
I don't think we've seen him since then.
I might. You can have it. You can sell T-shirts, but when you pitch, we call it Paulie Win Day.
I have not heard that. No, but I like it.
I mean
that's the goal every day. So
that's
so why
my
not?
gift to you, Paulie Winday.
Thank you.
You can ride that to a bobblehead, to T-shirts, whatever you want to do. It is great to have you on the program. Another fantastic outing yesterday, and you look great on the mound. Just talk about the confidence you have because we can see it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to gain confidence when things are going your way and you're pitching well. But I just feel like no matter who's in the box, I'm going to get you out. Like that's kind of where I am right now. Just like mentally, like I believe my stuff. I believe every single pitch I throw. I'm 100% behind every pitch I throw mentally. And yeah, it's just kind of, it's been working out that way.
Isn't it amazing conviction? It's like you can have the greatest stuff in the world, but if you don't believe in it, especially in pressure situations, it doesn't matter. And you may not have the best stuff in the world, but if you believe in it, it works.
Yeah, no, it does. And it's funny, like, I feel like a lot of times you hear when people have big accomplishments, you hear them like, oh, like it's all about belief. Like if you believe, you believe. And like you hear that and you're like, okay, but a little more goes into it. But like as soon as you do start kind of believing, it makes everything else in your body believe too. And like to me, that's just kind of where I've been this year. Like I just feel like anytime at any pitch I throw, you're not going to hit it.
Okay, before we get into the mental side, let's go physical side. Take us through difference in whether we've heard a lot of different things. When you have a good season, a lot of people start talking about a lot of different things. So how much did you change grip, curveball, slider, cutter, just physically? What are changes or maybe tweaks that you've done?
Yeah, so one of the biggest tweak I think this year for me that's helped me, Sam, one of our analytical people, she on my four seam in spring and honestly through my whole career, I guess my wrist wasn't neutral. My wrist was pointed up, and I was cutting my four seam a lot. I wasn't staying behind it, and we talked in spring training, and she told me to, she told me my wrist is pointed up. You need to have it more neutral to stay behind the ball, create better life. And so I worked on that. This was towards the end of spring training. Worked on that the last couple of days about keeping my wrist neutral, and it's helped my four seam a lot this year. I've never thrown as many four seams as I had this year.
Did you feel it like when she told you that? Did you have that feeling? You go, okay.
Yeah. So essentially we're throwing bullpens. They have an iPad and they have, your horizontal break, your vertical break, all this stuff. They have like your wrist position, and I was looking at it, and there's like 4 or 5 pitches where my wrist position was straight at 12, and everything else was in between like 1.5 and 2. And so I was like, those are my four seams? And she was like, yes, like that's why you're cutting them. And I thought I was under the ball. So in my head, I was trying to correct something, but I was going the opposite way. So essentially I was hurting myself going this way instead of allowing myself to be more neutral with it and more loose.
It makes sense. It's like, even though your feels and the reality of what's going on don't always work together. Yeah. It's when they both come together, when you're feeling it, what's going on, the science and the feelings together. But sometimes your feeling and the science are two opposite things. Talk about the breaking balls.
Honestly, I haven't really changed much on my curveball. If anything, I've probably gripped it a little harder this year. I have been working with like a slider. It's a big sweepy slider. It's kind of like my curveball. I throw it maybe 4 or 5 times an outing, just to give hitters a different look. That way, like they have to be conscious of my curveball that's more like top to bottom, my slider that is like more sweepy. So it's just more of like a different look for them. But as far as like grip goes, all my grips really the same. Like a lot of it's just been mentality for me with my curveball. And now obviously, like I said, seeing results with it like gives you a little more confidence with it, gives you just a little more conviction behind it. But a lot of the stuff that I've done has been more mentality-wise.
One of my favorite things, we're going to start dealing with the StatCast, cutter versus just it's a natural cut. What is it for you?
Mine's a cutter.
Okay.
Mine's a cutter. It's probably more slider-ish if you talk to the analytical department.
See, this is what I love is because Statcast is going to say he throws cutter this many times, slider bit, and then you talk to someone, they go, well, I really don't throw that.
Mine essentially is a cutter and a slider. If I go up with it, when I go up and into lefties, you're going to get more of a horizontal. I'm not going to get
which would
like
be the
vertical
cutter.
depth. Yeah, and that's going to be the cutter. Now, when I go down and away to righties with it, it's going to have a little bit of slide to it, and so that's just how it comes out. Like I'm thinking fastball the whole time, but once I start thinking like, oh, I want it to cut when I'm going down to a righty, that's when I get messed up. And like, whether it's a cutter, whether it's a slider, I mean, whatever they want to call it, they can call it. But in my head, I call it a cutter because that's what helps me think fastball with it. And then the action on it is the action.
So I don't want you to come out of games, and you don't need to say anything. Don't want to get you in trouble. But there's like when Katsey comes out to get you, I go, no, leave him in. Let him keep going. And I know you want to go deep into games. But how do you prepare to get through a lineup once, twice, a third time, and to always keep them on their toes?
Yeah, so we'll use yesterday, for instance. Like I faced Boston 2 weeks ago. And my game plan going into Boston from the results base, like they were on a lot of my stuff. And like granted, like I didn't have my best cutter that day. And that's one thing that I knew going into that start yesterday. And that's a weapon that I kind of had in my back pocket where they haven't seen my best cutter that I had. And yesterday I had a pretty good one. And just being able to kind of take a step back and reevaluate the game from a clear mindset where it's like, okay, like what did I do that gave me success during this game with Boston here? What did I do well? Okay, like this is what I did. What did they do well against me? And now you start, it's kind of like a pros and cons list, right? Okay, this is what worked for me. This is what they were on. So now how can we incorporate what worked for me into a new game plan while still being able to use certain pitches that didn't work well for me, if that makes sense, where it's like, maybe it's a sequencing thing. Maybe it's like, maybe we're getting too predictable out there. Like just being able to kind of break down like that and look at an outing instead of it being like, oh, a bad outing or a good outing, like being able to honestly like sit down and think about your outing and realize that, every outing you're going to have good pitches. Every outing you have bad pitches. Like whether those bad pitches beat you, who knows, whether good pitches can beat you sometimes. But for me, it's just being able to see what worked against the team and what didn't work and why did that not work. Because it's not like your pitches are good, like your pitches work, but it's like, was I too predictable? Did I set it up correctly? Or like what did I do the same exact sequence to that guy as I did the guy on deck and the guy on deck beat me? Just things like that where like it's so much game inside of a game. And I feel like in the past I would get so wrapped up in like, oh, like I went out there and gave up 5 runs, bad outing, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to sit there and think or dwell on bad outings, but there are positives in every single outing that you have. Whether it's you go out and get 2 outs and you give up 8 runs, you'll still find a positive in that. You probably don't want to think about it, but there are positives at every single outing that I feel like a lot of people get away from when there's bad results there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to have positivity because in this game you can find a whole lot of negative and it can drown you, and it's tough to get out of that mindset. And that's where I want to get into the mental side. I think about when we talked to you down at spring training, Ho-Ho Cam, and this was about you making the ball club and excited and you're healthy, which was great for you, to where we are today where you're going out to win. You're going out to win games against elite teams and elite lineups. Talk about the mentality of where you were in Arizona to where you are now.
So coming into spring training, like I didn't have any options left. Like it was make or break. Like either I make the team or I'll get DFA'd again, and who knows what happens from there. But I tried not to think of it like that. I tried to think of it as like this is my 10th spring training, I think. Like I know what I need to do to get my body ready at this point. And I allowed spring training to kind of be that for me. I didn't come into spring training adding pressure on myself like I need to come and make a team. I stayed within myself, and I trusted that the work that I put in every single day and the mindset that I bring every day will ultimately get me to that goal. And then when the season started, it was more of like, okay, like it was like a checklist, right? Okay, first box, like check. made a team out of spring. Now it's like, what can I do to prove people wrong? You know, like I feel like there's been a lot of times like when I've added so much pressure on myself on the field that I didn't allow myself to be myself out there, and where like I'd have so many different things going on, whether it's like stress of like not letting runs score, whether it's like stress of, you know, throwing strike, or whatever it may be. Like I feel like I added so much unneeded stress to myself in the past, and just being able to kind of come in with like, I'm going to prove you wrong mindset, and you know what's the worst that can happen? You know, like I've been DFA'd, I've gone through all that. Like I've essentially been fired for say, you know, and I work to get back here. So it's like, what do I have to lose? Like, go out there and be yourself, and like at least if you lose, like have them beat you. Don't beat yourself, and like don't overthink it. And that's just kind of where I've been this year.
You know, one thing that I'm not good at is just sticking with what I can control. I want to control other things, and then it takes me back to Jim Harbaugh. He used to always say, control the controllables. And for a pitcher, and I think of Frankie going tonight, I got these numbers, how the team just does not score with him on the mound. And it sucks. How as a pitcher, you're out on the mound, team hasn't scored for you, you give up a run or two, and oh, God, here we go. How do you not get down and not worry about how the offense is performing and just control truly what you can control?
Yeah, you know, kind of like what you said, control what you can control. And
easier said than done.
It is very easier said than done. And like I said, when things are going good, it's a lot easier to control what you control. When things are going bad, like you have little things that will frustrate you. But like I look, as far as like runs go, like it is what it is, right? It's a game of baseball. Like those guys are good, we're good. Like it's essentially like who's better on that day, essentially. And it's honestly like it's for me to control the controllables per se, it's just a pitch by pitch basis. Like whether, you know, as a starting pitcher, your job is essentially to keep your team in the game, you know, and like if you go 6 innings, you go 7 innings and you come out and it's 2-0, like you essentially did your job, right? Like granted, like would you rather come out when your team's ahead? Of course, everyone would. But I think just being able to realize that, like what your job actually is as a starting pitcher, you know, your job is to push the pace. Your job is to create soft contact, keep your defense involved, and keep your team in the game. You know, and like you said, the controllables, like you're not up there grabbing a bat. You know, you're not hitting. You're not doing that. So like that's out of your hands. And the more you think about that, the more that creeps into your mind, and it'll stress you out. Where it's like, oh, I got a guy lead off double, can't let him score. You know, you can't be out there in a game and think that, because I'll tell you what, that guy's going to score. As soon as you start thinking that, as soon as you start thinking, I can't let this guy score, walk, base hit, now you got guys at second and third with no outs. And now it's like, okay, now you have to try and stop a snowball, which is very hard to do. But yeah, for me, honestly, it's a pitch by pitch basis. And, you know, I have faith in our offense, complete faith in our offense every time they go out there. You know, we've put up crooked numbers this year, and it can happen at any point. So it's just one of those things where, you know, you kind of stay in your own lane, and you worry about what you can control.
All right, 2 more. I know you got to go with 2 more. Number one thing for you in between starts that you have to do.
Oh man, I keep the same routine. Like when things are going well, I keep the same routine. So like today, day after I pitch, I'll run 20 minutes. I'll do a lower body lift, do some treatment in the training room. You know, tomorrow will be a side day for me. I honestly probably bullpens. Like I know like throughout a season, everyone's kind of different, and like some guys will skip a bullpen here and there because it's a long year. But like for me, like just being able to get on the mound and feel myself coming down the mound, feel my hand out in front, like just seeing how my pitches are reacting. For me, that's something that I always have to do in between starts. Like I'm not gonna take you know, a rotation off from getting off the mound. Like to me, that's just prep work for me. So if that kind of answers your question.
Any superstitions?
Yeah, I have pizza before the night I pitch every time.
I mean, that's not a bad one to have.
Every time.
You're not going to – that's not a bad – some people have some crazy. Pizza's not bad. All right, let's end on this because we were just talking to Jonah Bride, and I said, you know what, you're an inspiration, man. I mean, you're 23rd round pick, a senior who had to sign, who's just saying, you know what, don't have to go get a job yet, go play. Next thing you know, he's in the big leagues. But I think about you. You're a Bay Area kid playing on a Bay Area team. There's a lot of young players out there who are looking up to you as an inspiration who can say, hey, listen, if he could do it, I can do it. What does it mean for you as a guy that watched baseball games here as a kid to now playing on this field, knowing that you got all these kids in the East Bay who can look up to you?
No, it's an awesome feeling. You know, as an athlete, I feel like sometimes you don't get as wrapped up in it as you kind of should for like younger generations and like kids. And like, you know, I try to sign as many autographs as I can for kids because I remember coming to a park and asking for autographs and no one would sign. So like I try to take care of the kids out here. I know it's very important. You know, I guess a message for like younger kids would be, honestly, always believe in yourself. And like when times are tough, like you're going to get through it, you know, and like, you know, at a young age, I would say to play as many sports as you can. And I feel like nowadays, too many kids are kind of pinholed into one or two sports and one sport athletes at too young. And I feel like growing up, I played every sport besides football. My dad wouldn't let me play football, but I played every sport. And I just feel like it helps with your body awareness. It helps with, you know, learning how to work as a team. It helps just being able to build a group together, even that, you know, maybe it's 6 or 7 years old. That's not really that kid's goal, but like later on in life, you'll realize that like those team atmospheres, it's what helps you get along with people just in life, like being able to, you know, connect with someone or whatnot. Like, but yeah, to me, it's honestly just always believe in yourself, no matter what you do. Dreams do come true.
What do you have to have on that pizza, by the way?
Pepperoni and pineapple.
All right. I was going to ask you, Cody, what are yours? I'm an all meat guy. I go the meat lovers. What do you got to have on your pizza?
Sometimes I don't mind pineapple. Buffalo chicken's fine. Buffalo or barbecue chicken.
I can't do black olives.
Yeah, no, that's people like anchovies. Not for me.
No anchovies. I can do olives though. I can do olives. Not like strict olives. I'll do like a combination. Yeah. I won't go like just regular olives, but I don't mind olives on
the controversial one is pineapple. Do you like that? Yes or no?
Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's all that matters.
Pepperoni and pineapple.
There you go. Because a lot of people get on me for liking pineapple on my pizza.
I know, but then people try it and they're like,
"Yeah, this is actually
pretty good." Pretty good, right? Yeah.
What do you do on the road?
I order it.
Is there do you like search out spots?
So this started. Honestly, it started when I was in Myrtle Beach, so 2015. And I had a terrible first half. And one night we were on the road, long bus trip, got in late, and I ordered a Domino's pizza, and I ordered pepperoni and pineapple. And I went out there, and I went like 7 innings, gave up like a hit or two. And I'm like, man, we're rolling with this.
The streak is born.
And then I did it again, and I had a good outing. Did it again, and then it's just kind of stuck with me. So like it started off as Domino's, and like it's just kind of turned into whatever I can find on DoorDash or like local pizza spot by the hotel on the road. Like it's just kind of turned into that, but it's always pizza day before I pitch.
You know what it is? It's time for us to get a pizza sponsor for Paulie Winde. That's my new mission. I'll be bringing you some business.
All right.
Hey, great stuff as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
The manager, Mark Katsey, next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game times, schedules, and more.
Hey Ace fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is a national brand with family-owned prices and service. You can shop at one of their Barrie locations, and all stores are sanitized and safe, or you can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Innovation that's at the heart of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, one guy I want to really highlight is Christian Bethencourt. Right now, Christian Bethencourt is, he's playing fantastic. His June, he's hitting .333. He's got 4 dingers, but I want to say he has 4 doubles too.
Correct, he does. I didn't put that on there.
Doubles don't matter to you?
I know, but I would say for the sake of space, but that thing's 12 pages long. So
Cody didn't have enough space in the playbook here to get it all in, for God's sakes. So he's hitting .333, 4 jacks, 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. He's got an OPS of 1,107. I thought the most impressive thing that we saw yesterday was how he came out of home plate and showed the athletic ability and hosed the runner at second. It just shows he's an athlete. He's got skills. I love how I'll do my bad impression here, since you can see it on YouTube and you see it on A's Cast Live. But his ability to keep his hands in and drive the ball to right field and right center, he's not coming around he's not pulling everything. He's staying on it, keeping the hands in, and letting the barrel stay through the zone longer. Does that make sense on YouTube? An A's Cast Live?
Yeah. Well, on
You
YouTube,
see my hands?
not the streaming
Not
side of it.
rolling your right hand. He's keeping everything here and driving it that way. And that just shows how well he's seeing the ball. And you just wonder. Christian Bethencourt at one point was a top 10 prospect for the Atlanta Braves. He was traded to the San Diego Padres. Who was he traded to the Padres for?
Oh, it's a good question. Well, I could find that for you.
And I don't know why it didn't work out. I mean, obviously he wasn't hitting all that great, so they tried to turn him into a pitcher because we've seen he's got an absolute rocket of an arm. But Bethencourt right now at his age, what is he, 30?
Yeah, he's 30. He was traded for right-handed pitcher Casey Kelly and Ricardo Rodriguez. Who?
Who?
I remember I heard of Casey Kelly.
Sounds like Oakland A's already. Well, I don't.
Sounds like an Oakland A already.
Thank you, Billy Bean. Brad Pitt. Do it again, was he?
Sounds like an Oakland A already.
Sounds like an Oakland A already. Well, I'm just going to say, in a year discovery, as we like to call it on the A's Clubhouse Show, 833-625-2278 is the phone number. I want to see him more. And I don't care right now how it works. First base, catcher, DH. What's he DHing tonight?
I think so. I know the lineups up, but I don't remember.
I know. I said the lineup came up on my phone while we were doing one of these interviews. But I'll have it here in a second. He is DHing tonight. I want to see him hit.
Batting third.
He costs nothing. Sounds like an Oakland A already. He's getting hot. He's finding himself right now. So, you know what? Let's see it. And let's see it on an everyday basis. Unless you got a young prospect you got to take a look at that point, that takes precedent. The future but right now, I want to see Bethencourt. I got to see it.
There's one other thing we're forgetting to mention about him. He throws 94 to 95, and he has a 0 ERA on the year.
I will ask, coming up here in 4 minutes, I am going to ask the manager, Mark Katsey, does he have his own version of Shohei Ohtani on the club?
Could he very well might. I remember the Padres tried to make him a reliever, and that's why he was out of baseball for a couple of years and hasn't hit it until a couple of weeks ago. Didn't hit a home run since 2016. That's because they tried to make him a reliever. That didn't really work out for A.J. Preller and the Padres.
Whatever has happened in the past, it's the past.
Yeah.
There's a reason why in your car the front windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. Why? Because the rear view mirror is looking in the past, baby. We're going forward, and all I know is right now Christian Bethencourt's ripping the hell out of the ball.
He is, and it's a great sight to see because we're not seeing a lot of, how can I put it, power in the lineup right now. So seeing him be able to drive the ball, the doubles, the home runs, the last 11 games. His month of June has been incredible, as you mentioned. I mean, I can't really say I'm seeing a lot of guys do that anywhere else. I'm just talking about in baseball. I mean, okay, Mike Trout had 2 home runs last night, but still, that's Mike Trout. What Bethencourt's doing at 30, getting his chance, it just shows you this is what the organization does. They find these guys, and they give them a shot, and they flourish. Paul Blackburn's another one. He wasn't a guy drafted by the A's. He was a guy that was traded for. Cole Irvin, same thing, traded for cash, essentially. Look how well he's pitched for the A's. So it's a great story, and hopefully he continues to keep playing well, and we'll see him all the way through the end of October 5th. He's back next year. I know he's going to be 31. But
I totally forgot about it. Did you hear what happened with the commissioner? What happens Monday?
No.
You didn't hear? You're going to be upset.
We're taking the shifts away already?
13 pitchers, that's it.
So it's confirmed?
It's confirmed. Only 13 pitchers. You're losing a guy. No more lockout. No more COVID. We're down to 13. Dave Stewart was telling me yesterday they only needed 10, but now you're down to 13.
Who's the odd man out then?
I don't know. But on Monday, does it matter?
Can we get into the bigger news? It's not A's related, but it's AL West related.
You're trying to tell me there's bigger news than going down to 13 pitchers? And we can promote now more position players pitching?
We could talk about this because we always say, well, a lot of our fans and people, fans that we know complain about how no one's ever re-signed and given a big deal. How about that Anthony Rendon contract? How's that working out for Anaheim?
Was he getting ready for the All-Star game in L.A.? Just going up Dodger Stadium? He'd have to go up 101 to get the
Whoa. You're from Southern California.
The 101?
Thank you. Anthony Rendon will miss.
Not the 5 to the 101?
Yeah, I
believe is how you get the Dodger. To Chavez Ravine?
Yeah, to the Chavez Ravine. He's going to miss the rest of the season after undergoing surgery on his right wrist. In 3 years, we went over this the other day, but in 3 years, Rendon is hitting .252 with 20 homers in 155 games. He has $154 million and 4 years left on that contract.
But let me guess. He's probably made in these 3 years. Well, no, because of COVID. They didn't get paid.
It was prorated, yeah. I thought
Well,
they prorated
what's he make, like 32 or something like that?
That's kind. I think he's making 36.5 this year, 38 in the next 3 years. So think about
the
this.
Guy's been paid like $100 million and has not played.
Think about it this way. If they want to re-sign Shohei Ohtani, which is the big
Weren't
thing
these
now.
guys complaining during the lockout that they don't make enough money? He's been paid $100 million to not play.
Think about it this way. And it's
Strasburg.
Yeah, how's that working out?
Strasburg's going to get $245
Same as
million
Rendon. They got the same deal.
to never pitch.
Yeah, he's on the IL again.
And these guys are complaining they don't make enough. They're not getting enough of the pie. Oh, my God. Now, for these teams, obviously, these contracts are insured, so there's no sweat off their back. I mean, it sucks for them they don't have the player, but look at the amount of money. I mean, how many times do we have to go over these contracts and tell you these contracts don't work? They just don't work. The majority of them, was it 90%, 85%? They don't work because a lot of these contracts end up going to older players, and older players get hurt. They're not on PEDs anymore, hopefully. And when you're not on PEDs, you age like every man ages as you get into 30s. When you get into your 30s, you're not as flexible. Your eyesight's not as good. I mean, it's just what it is. And Mike Farron, who our buddy Farron is full of it, they don't want to sign guys in their 30s long term. They don't want to deal with guys now in their 30s.
Like, real quick before we get to Mark Katsey, the rumor is Ohtani could get 4 years and for $200 million. That's $50 million a year. When's the contract going to be up? When he's around 31, 32. Because why? They don't want to pay him past those ages because he's going to be where? In his 30s. And he could be wearing now because he's doing both, throwing and hitting.
Will Ohtani be, and this is out of left field before we get to Mark Katsey, will Ohtani be this guy that gets into the Hall of Fame because of his greatness and not because of volume and numbers?
Yes.
Kind of like a Sandy Koufax type.
I think, how can I put this? Premature Hall of Fame.
Oh,
talk.
this is cart before the horse, but this is talk. This is a talk show, and that's what we do.
I think
we bring up ideas that are maybe ridiculous.
I think he gets in because of the greatness, not because of the longevity and the bandwidth of what he's done.
Because he's never going to get enough at bats. He's never going to get enough appearances to amass any crazy numbers.
Unless he decides to be a closer in a few years and goes the Eck route, wins a bunch of games. And
Smoltz route.
Yeah, and then starts saving a bunch of games.
See, the thing is, though, with Eck, you got to remember he won 100 games as a starter.
It was well over 100, and then he saved 300 plus, right?
Yeah.
Smoltz was like 200 wins and 200 saves or something like that.
See, I don't think the volume will be there for Ohtani. Like, his greatness will just have to be like, hey, we watched him. His analytics are incredible, but you just don't have volume of at-bats or appearances, but this guy's greatness deserves to have a plaque.
He hits the ball hard, though. Great exit velo on a swing. Guess what? He hits the ball hard, and guess what? It doesn't always get caught.
We got guys that supposedly hit the ball really hard. I mean, really hard. We got guys that just smoke the ball.
All right, we're trying to say positive. Let's get to Katsey.
I forgot. We're positive today. It's Frankie Montas on the mound. Earlier today, we caught up. It's Friday, right? So earlier today, we caught up with the skipper. He was getting up early this morning to join us here on A's Cast Live after the long flight home from Boston. Time now for the Mark Katsey Show, brought to you by Nest Betting. Check out their locations in the Bay Area, or you go online, nestbetting.com, for all your betting needs, your mattress, your sheets, your pillows, you name it. And when you go into their store or you go online, use the coupon code Oakland, and you get 10% off your entire order. That's nestbedding.com. Well, I got to tell you, thank you for getting up early. I know it was a long flight back from Boston. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, we did. We traveled last night, and one of the longer hauls back, but it was on the heels of a win yesterday, and so we did get a great feeling throughout that 6-hour and 10-minute flight.
Thinking about your career and your players now, it is not easy to spend all this time on the opposite coast of the country, then get on a plane, fly all the way back home. You don't get home till late. And then now your body has to adjust. You got to get up and now play again. What is the key, not only physically, but mentally being able to get up for the next game back home in the West time zone?
Yeah, most of us are used to this grind, but we do have quite a few younger players. I think we've tallied 21 rookies to this point this far in the year. So they're making adjustments, but and part of their process is they're excited about getting to the field. They're excited about their opportunities. Us older guys and well-traveled, have a little bit more of the baggage to carry with us. But we're in the middle of the season. We've been on the East Coast 2 times at least, I think, and we're used to the grind. We're used to the processes. We'll get in a little bit later today and set a routine up just to get our bodies going and be prepared for tonight's game.
Well, before we start talking about your team, we got to talk about Katsey the Greek. As you predicted, the Warriors would win in Game 6, and that's exactly what they did in Boston. And I don't know if you guys got to see any of the game, if you were on the tarmac at the time, but you predicted it, and it came true.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to see Steve Kerr and the Warriors win a championship in Boston yesterday. We obviously didn't get to see it. We were in the air, but keeping updates from the flight attendants, and it was awesome. And the reward for that team, the work they've put in, what they've gone through, an amazing job by that group, and really a great job by the Bay Area teams out of Boston yesterday.
Man, Boston was rocking. I mean, you guys are there. You got the NBA Finals, the U.S. Open's going right now, and obviously U.S. Open is Father's Day, so on Sunday, happy Father's Day. But, I mean, it was jam-packed in Boston, all the stuff going on.
Yeah, I think it was Barstool Sports put out a thing, exactly that the big sports day in Boston, and the Bay Area put a little cloud over the top of it yesterday with the A's winning and obviously the Warriors beating their Celtics.
When you think about your team and you're going to protect your team, and there's one thing that you've promised the fan base is that they're going to play hard, and they're doing exactly that. No matter what the results, no matter what the record is, your guys are going to go out and play hard for 27 outs. That means a lot to you, and you talked about it after the game. Just give us a little bit what you were thinking after the game yesterday, talking to the media.
Yeah, we took a tough loss the night before, and we've had some tough losses on this road trip. No one wants to be embarrassed on that baseball field. And, my message to the group has always been, the only time I'm going to ever lose my mind or on you guys is if you don't show up and fight. You don't show up with energy and play this game the way it should be played. And I've to this point, through these losses, have never felt that lack of energy. I've never felt a fight. Yes, there's been games where we haven't had an opportunity to get a winning run or a tying run to the plate. Those are never easy to swallow. Those are actually harder losses than the one-run losses that we've experienced this season. So for me, when and if anyone questions whether I feel there's a fight or that my group isn't playing with that passion, I'll defend that group. And you saw that yesterday. I believe in these guys. I believe in their energy. I believe in their fight. And for the most part, all season, we've had opportunities to win baseball games. And unfortunately, we haven't been on the right side as many times as we've been on the wrong side. But that's not for a lack of effort. It's not for a lack of fight.
And you know one guy that's always going to bring it for you, and he did it obviously in Cleveland, that's Ramon Loriano. Talk about how he's emerged as a leader.
Yeah, Ramon has. And, he's been here for a few years now. He was a part of the core that this group has won with, and he has this energy and this passion for winning. And we saw that on this road trip. We experienced his emotion and frustration, which is great. My message as well is to allow these guys to be who they are and be comfortable, in their environment, expressing their emotions. And I believe Ramon's energy, passion, frustrations all came out, and it was great. It was a great moment for those guys to see that, and they ended up feeding off it, and we ended up turning it around and winning a baseball game that day.
I got to tell you, A's Hall of Famer Dave Stewart has nothing but high praise for Christian Bethencourt. As Dave's time as general manager of the Diamondbacks, he said he's always liked Christian Bethencourt's skills as a catcher. And we were talking about it yesterday on the post-game show about, with so many pitchers now on your roster, you're limited depth-wise on the bench. And to have a guy like Christian who can play first base, who can play catcher, do multiple positions, and now offensively, we're in this month has over 1,000 OPS, hitting 333. I really like the way he's keeping his hands in and driving the ball to right center, whether it's hitting it out of the ballpark or off the wall. He's found his stroke, but being versatile is really, really key. We've talked about with Pender and other players. Talk about the versatility and now the offense to go with it with Christian Bethencourt.
Yeah, Christian came into camp and really I connected with him based on knowing a little bit about him from the Padres in San Diego. He was a catcher there as a young player. They converted him to a pitcher, which I really felt kind of hindered his progress and development as a player. And knowing that and knowing the journey that he was on, I really just took to Christian and really felt that he had something to provide. And it's fortunate that, we're in the situation now that we've gotten an opportunity to see him play, to allow him to show his skill set as Dave Stewart talked about. He's a really, really talented young man. And you mentioned, the several positions. It's catcher, it's first base. You forgot pitcher. He does have a 0 ERA this year. So, he's talented and we're lucky to have him right now.
Are you saying he's your Shohei Ohtani?
He could become a two-way player, but I think his focus right now is swinging the bat. As you talked about, he's swinging the bat really well. He's found his swing. He's really driving the ball to right center. He's found his power. We laughed and joked about that early in the year that he hadn't hit a home run, and yet in batting practice, he makes this ballpark look small. So, I'm really happy for Christian. We're happy that he's contributing to this team's success, and we're looking forward to hopefully another 3.5 months of what we're watching.
Well, and the thing that Dave really harped on, and you noticed it yesterday, and, throughout the week, people will be listening to this and you can watch it. It's like when that dribbler came out in front of home plate, he picked it up and gunned the runner at second. You just realize the athletic ability that he has. It's really sneaky good. Have you seen that all along?
Yeah, absolutely. We watched it in spring training, and he's quiet. He's got this really, really awesome demeanor about him, and yet he's funny. So, you don't see that on the baseball field. We get a little bit of it in the locker room, but Christian is an amazing athlete. He can steal a base, as you talk about. Popping out from behind the plate. He's got a cannon for an arm. So. Again, it was a great sign by our front office, and we're very fortunate that we have Christian right now.
I don't know what the expectations are of a guy that's picked in the 23rd round and doesn't sign for a lot of money. And, he's like, a lot of us growing up, we wanted to play. He got an opportunity and he went with it. Who knows? And next thing you know, you're in Fenway Park. You got your family and friends there. You're making your debut. I mean, the story of Jonah Bride is truly amazing in the offseason. Said, I'll start catching. I'll be versatile. Just seeing him get his first hit and then a couple knocks, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, it's great. Again, we're definitely giving guys opportunities. You know, Jonah's earned this opportunity this year. He was the best hitter in our AA system. Moved up to AAA, continued to hit, and found himself in the big leagues with an opportunity to play third base and second base and be in the lineup every day. And he's captured it. You know, yesterday, you know, he had his, I hope I can say this word on this show, but the moment there late in the game at third base, throwing a ball away. You know, when I went out to the mound to make the pitching change, I grabbed him. I said, "Hey, the next ball's coming to you. You're gonna make the next play." And sure enough, it was a ground ball to third, and he made the next play. So it's fun to watch these kids get this opportunity, have success. You know, get their first hit in the big leagues and be able to congratulate them and be a part of this club's progress right now.
And then now you're coming back home. What is the tone? What needs to happen to kind of get you guys back on track here, back at the Coliseum?
Well, Tony, I think, you know, playing at home, we need to get the monkey off the back and get a win here. You know, it's been tough at home. We've got a series in front of us that we're looking at. You know, going out and trying to win this series against Kansas City and build some momentum here at home.
And I got to tell you, your pitching at times still pretty good. I mean, what can you say? We call him Paulie Winday, Paulie Blackburn, a road warrior. Man, the year he is having, just, I mean, when you sit back, what a blessing he's been for your staff.
Yeah, he really has. Paul's done an amazing job for this staff and leading and going out every fifth day and you know, giving us an opportunity to win each and every start. You know, his journey's been great to be a part of. All of us A's fans know his journey through watching his ups and downs over the last few seasons with our club. You know, getting a spot start and not having success and going back to the minor leagues and going through that grind. And, you know, that's a difficult process for guys. But yet Paul stayed focused. He was determined to get here and have success, and we're watching it right now.
And let's end on this. You got Frankie going tonight, and I mean, Frankie has thrown the ball really well this year. It's one of those rare times where you say, just throw out the numbers. What is the key for the mindset for Frankie to keep telling him you're throwing the ball great, even though we're not scoring a lot of runs from you, but just keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, well, the smile that he had on his face after his last start when our offense came back and gave him a win, scoring some runs late, was all we needed to say. You know, he knows his job. He knows to go out and put up zeros. Our offense knows, you know, we just need to get some runs for him tonight and give him an opportunity to pitch deep in this game and go out and get a W.
Hey, once again, we appreciate you getting up after a long flight. Happy Father's Day to you. Enjoy it with the kids. I'm sure they're going to be here in Oakland and have a good homestand.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, buddy.
And that's the skipper of your Oakland Athletics, Mark Katsey. That's it today for A's Cast Live. We want to thank John Mabry, fellow PSAC legend. Yes, that's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, same school as myself and Lou Trevino. We want to thank Jonah Bride, Paul Blackburn, and the skipper, Mark Katsey. Coming up in about 13 minutes will be Chris Townsend with A's Total Access. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and Chris will talk to you in about 13 minutes. Have a great weekend, everyone.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested